Earlier tonight, Anushka became the first person to be evicted from the Big Brother house. Here's how she took the news. Anushka.
Oh! No!
Sorry.
Oh, no.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay, she flirted with bed, she bagged the double bed, and the drink went to her head. Anushka is coming out! Welcome to the first eviction of Big Brother 2003. Okay, she was first in, she's first out. 6 nominations and 46% of the vote. Anushka is about to say her goodbyes to her fellow housemates. I, for one, actually, I'll this back down. Come on. Okay, here's the hour that you decided would be the last in the house.
Sunshine, only sunshine. She makes us happy when skies are grey. She never knows, dear, how much I love you.
Oh, Goss, come on.
Come on, Goss. Come on, Goss. Goss, come on. None of us know why, Chief.
Love you.
It's not good. It really isn't good. You're a star. You're an absolute star. You are, mate.
You're alright. It doesn't mean anything. They don't even know you're alright.
No.
I'll help you just wrap everything.
I won't lie by saying that I'm not shocked, because I am shocked.
I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
We didn't make her leave. No, we didn't. It wasn't our choice. And the nominations were a lot of cack.
We don't know how the world perceived me. We don't know what's been shown. We don't know, do we? It's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Packers have come to out. A really neat packer.
The first one to leave, because people who leave first, they're obviously not liked. And I like to be liked.
No. Well, you'll soon find out.
I'm pissed off. I tell you what, to pick... And this isn't a slight on anybody, but it's going to have the biggest effect, character-wise. Do you know what I mean? I know what's going on. I don't want to leave first. I know, don't. Well, obviously...
Oh, no, don't be frightened. Be nice. Oh, and she's really... I think everybody in the house is really, really shocked and took that quite badly, especially Goss, who cried. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at them now. There they are, and I'm now going to talk to the house. Big Brother house, this is Davina.
I told him that, though.
Big Brother house, this is Davina.
Doesn't know anyway. I told us the rest of the UK.
But just doing it.
Big Brother house, this is Davina. Okay, Anushka, you are the first person to be evicted from the Big Brother house. You've got 1 minute to gather your belongings and say your goodbyes. I'm coming to get you!
1 minute.
You are As you could see earlier on, Anushka was really quite upset about being the first person to leave. So we're going to have to do a bit of comforting on the way out. I think she's got a lot of support in the crowd here. Namely this, close to here, Anushka rocks. A couple of banners about her, mammalian protuberances, as I like to call them. One slightly naughty one there that the girls are a bit ashamed of. A lot of John Tickle support. A lot of John Tickle support. Here we've got assistants.
10, 9, 8,
Okay, she's coming out.
7, 6, 5. Please leave the Big Brother house.
We're all friends on the car.
Baby, if you ever need a gangster teddy bear, yeah? I love you. I'll see you again.
Leave your bag there. Right, listen to me. It's very, very important. Okay. Yeah, how are you? So good. You look
Come on, give me your bag. Take
No, I have to take it.
I'm fine. What's the point? How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Excited, scared. Wow, bloody hell.
Very popular. Very popular indeed. So Dana I'd like you to see in a minute. Okay, listen, so Anushka's out, and it's definitely a black armband day for men across the land. There's going to be no more peddling in that bikini. Welcome back to Big Brother, and welcome Anushka! Now, I just want to get down to the nitty-gritty first, because when you walked into the house on that first night and you had that sort of few minutes on your own, you did walk around the house and you gave us the most fabulous wiggle, and I just wondered, just for posterity, could you give me one more wiggle? Just sashay, just up and down here, just very quick, just a few paces.
I think I can handle that.
And you haven't even got your new bra on.
No, I haven't.
Please. Just look at the wiggle. Work it. Okay, back down again. Calm down, cameramen. Calm down, Tickles. Okay. So now, the shock was audible, really, in the house tonight. And last night you were talking about, you know, like if you were up for nomination next week and that kind of stuff. How surprised were you?
I was surprised because just as I was getting ready, everyone kept coming in going, Anushka, there's no chance that you're leaving tonight. There's no chance you're leaving tonight. And if you do leave tonight, God knows what's gone wrong. So I was genuinely surprised when I heard my name read out.
And quite disappointed, I would imagine.
I was gutted. One thing that I said before I went in the house was that I don't want to get nominated and don't want to leave first. But it's happened, so never mind.
It's such a short amount of time to be in there, 7 days.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was short, but...
Does it feel like it was an eternity?
No, it felt long, but it didn't feel like 7 days either, so it's quite weird like that.
Now, last Friday, obviously Big Brother sprung the surprise and asked you all to nominate on first impressions, which is a very, very tough thing to do. What do you think people's first impressions of you were?
Really don't know. I haven't even thought about it. I don't want to beat myself up by thinking about what can I change personally so that my first impression can have a better impact on people. I haven't really thought about it.
Because I was wondering, because you did seem to get a bit merry on the first night when you were sitting around the table. Was that because you were nervous? You know that thing where you're just kind of going, oh, I don't know what to...
No, I'm like that anyway. Just, the alcohol just seems to accentuate even more, but I really don't know. Maybe I was too loud and in your face.
And the other thing that crossed my mind, because you mentioned it a couple of times on the first night, was that you were in this amazing outfit with high heels and everything, and then suddenly all these girls started walking down in combats and jeans, and you said, oh, I'm wearing... you said that you'd felt uncomfortable in what you were wearing.
Well, that's my style. I like to...
What we can see.
Show off a little bit, so...
We've enjoyed it, haven't we? Oh, yes. So who do you think nominated you? I mean, how many votes do you think you got?
I dread to think. Well, it could have been anything from 1 to 8. Let's hope there was only one.
And who do you think nominated you? Do you have any ideas at all who it might have been on first impressions?
On first impressions, maybe Justine, John, possibly Sissy. I don't know.
OK, let's take a look.
I'm going to nominate Anushka. She's kind of young. She acts quite young. Everybody seems to be getting on fine, including Anushka. But I think she's just standing out as being a little too loud.
Mate, I'll say Anushka, mate. I don't know. I think because she's a little bit young and she's a bit, woo, way out there sort of thing.
I think I'm going to go with Anushka. I think she's going to be just there all the time. So, it's her.
Anusha. I think she's just sort of too much in your face, and it's not kind of my person that I kind of relate to straight away. I like, you know, people to suss each other out first.
Anushka. I'm warming to her, not as well as the others straight away.
Anushka, because she come out saying that, she just said, if anyone's got bitchy comments, I'm going to say it.
Was that hard?
No, not really, because as the week went on, Goss and Sissy both said to me, and Scott, they both said to me, I feel really bad. The person I nominated is actually a really nice person, and I really wish that I hadn't nominated them.
And can I just say, they also came into the diary room and said that in the diary room to Big Brother, and sort of said how awful they felt about it. And Cameron did as well, and came in and said that he just felt appalling. I mean, I suppose the thing you've got to feel better about is the fact that it was done after an hour, and people can't really make decisions. You know, Goss was crying when your name was announced. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He cried.
He's such a babe.
You know your first impressions, because I just saw your reaction when John came on the screen there, and you nominated him after your first impressions. So have your first impressions changed in that week?
To tell you the truth, because it was all done on first impressions, I didn't want to start to warm somebody after nominating them, because I didn't want to stop beating myself up about it, because obviously people had been doing. So I tended just to stand back from John and hopefully not to form any sort of alliance with him, because when he did come for him to leave, then I'd feel rubbish about nominating him in the first place.
But you didn't gel with him anyway, did you, really, to be honest? Who do you think you were closest to in the house? Did you have a sort of best friend type thing?
Fed is wicked. Fed really is. Fed, he's excellent.
And we've got onto the subject of boys, so let's talk about boys, because let's face it, everybody in the country wants to talk about boys. Now, you've had more tabloid front pages in the last week than Tony Blair, and for the moment, you know, it's quite a controversial time for Tony Blair. And there you are on the front page of The Sun, Anusha's sex secrets. Let's move on to the next one, which is the Daily Star. I want to bed you, Fed. His mother's sitting right behind you, looking very embarrassed. And they're in the news of the world. Let's have sex. Okay, so let's have sex. Well, we can see from that you guys got on very well, and there he is, pining for you.
Oh, he's excellent.
You did get on very well with the boys in the house. So Federico was your favourite. Why?
Yeah.
What was it about him?
He's the sort of person I would have as a friend at school, someone that I can muck around with, someone that I can flirt with, and you know that he's not going to be taken the wrong way, someone that you can have a laugh with. And we chatted a lot as well, and he's brilliant. He's excellent, Fed.
Well, you are quite a flirt by your own admission, aren't you?
Yeah.
We did actually notice that a little bit. You'd be quite surprised. And let's have a look at some of your fabulous flirting.
I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. All right, don't touch me.
What about Scott?
Oh, Scott's my little lion.
It's not suntan lotion she's rubbing in.
No. The boys I seem to be on with quite well, Federico and Ray, because I've been able to flirt with them a little bit more.
I see you, baby.
I mean, from what you're saying, you knew that Federico was kind of like just a flirty friend.
Yeah,
from what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't going to develop into anything more, do you think that it was a tactic? Was it some kind of a...
On my part?
Yeah, to sort of stay in the house. You know, like one of the newspapers would offer 50 grand if people stood on telly.
No, it wasn't a tactic at all. It was just me, unfortunately.
Don't say unfortunately, it was fabulous to watch. But also, you know, with the flirting and stuff that went on, embarrassed to meet Fed's mum. I was just wondering, because you did say that you had a sort of boyfriend who, bless him, is here tonight. Andrew. Bless you, cotton socks. And I was just wondering, did it cross your mind how he might be feeling about the whole thing?
He knows
what you like. You know what she's like. Yeah. Yes, we've all seen. Anyway, let's move on to the other big news of the week, and that was the task. Now, Federico obviously failed the task, and he did it when he was with you by getting out of the pedalo. Now, you look quite panicked when he was going, I'm going to get some gum. You're like, but isn't that breaking the rules? How did you feel when he'd done it? Did you think, oh, well, maybe they didn't notice?
Well, I didn't realise that was one of the rules that you... Because he couldn't...
You were definitely nervous about it, though.
Yeah, I was, but I thought... Well, he said it cannot be like a changeover, so he got 20 seconds, and that was it.
But he just changed over.
True, but I didn't feel... Once it happened, then I didn't think anything else of it.
So after it had happened, did you just kind of get on and think, well, we're going to be fine with the task? Because a couple of times when people were talking about, we're going to get this task and we're going to be great, you looked a bit nervous.
Really? No, I didn't think anything else of it at all. Obviously, Fed did. He told me.
Do you think failing the task affected the group?
No, not at all, because we're all pretty close.
They all took it really well, actually.
Yeah, they did. And the way we put it is that we would have won, therefore we all lost the task too.
A couple of people looked a bit peeved. I think John had to go out for a think
by
the pool.
God.
And Ray looked a bit peeved, and Sissy, but you supported him wholly. Now, you may change your mind about doing that or having done that after you've seen this.
I don't know if we should leave it just the 6 girls to stay up all night and do it. I mean, I don't... It's just... Sometimes, like, you don't trust anyone else apart from yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be honest with yourself and say, well, I got no faith in the women. I think they might just fuck it right out. Getting in and out of this is, like, difficult enough.
But so I nearly shit myself before when them two were in it. Anushka and Tanya in it. I was like, Christ, what have we done?
I mean, that is so rich, isn't it? Isn't that rich? After I saw that clip, I was like, excusez-moi, Mr. Task Failerer. Yourself, actually. What did you think about that?
Well, it's funny because they were all like, oh no, you go to bed, you go to bed. Well, we're not tired. No, we'll stay up. No, you go to bed looking really tired.
They didn't trust you, that's why.
Ooh,
listen, do you think cracks are appearing? Because it has been like all happiness all week, but just in the last couple of days, things have seemed to be getting a bit... John's worried about Nurse, and he's also concerned about... Well, John's basically just worried, isn't he, about everyone. But, you know, do you think cracks are appearing? Can you see any?
Nush does seem a little bit on edge at the moment, but mainly because of what happened last night.
Yeah, with the tooth and everything.
Yeah, but apart from that...
57 quid for the food's going to kill them.
Yes.
Isn't it?
But they were like, you must have heard, they were like, oh, what did you buy? What did you put on the shopping list? You wasted our money now.
What did you waste any of their money?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
I didn't put down any peanut butter.
Oh, was that a real luxury? You're thinking, oh no, I can't have the peanut. Listen, I wanted to ask you some questions about the housemates.
Of course.
Because I know you're a good listener. You told all the girls, you'd go up to the girls and go, listen, if you need to talk, I'm a good listener.
I am. I pride myself.
So, tell me, what was it like having to listen to John's stories about sci-fi and stuff?
I was never around.
Lucky you. Okay, is Goss trying to win, do you think, with the cooking? Because he's doing a very, very clever move if he is.
No, not at all. Goss, no, not at all.
You like him, don't you?
I love Goss.
Yeah, he's lovely. Okay. Which 2 people do you think are going to get nominated for eviction this week?
John and Justine.
Would they have been your choices?
Yeah.
Why?
Same reason for John. I haven't really been getting on with him that well. There's been a lot of eye rolling as well towards John about the whole...
What, him to you or you to him?
No, all of us. Oh, he's going to the diary room again. And...
That's why we love him. It's hilarious, honestly. If you could see what we could see, it's so funny.
There's been a lot of that. And Justine, I think, she hasn't really... The only people that she's really gelled with is...
John. She gelled with John.
And Nush as well.
Right. So she hasn't kind of integrated herself enough into the group. But it's the quiet ones that do quite well at the beginning, I think. Who do you think's mask is going to slip? Do you think anybody's hiding some sort of dark side to their personality?
Tanya.
Why?
I think she can be a little... I could imagine her to be a little bit...
You're 2 fiery people, though, aren't you? Both of you.
I could just imagine her sometimes just to be a little bit... Like myself, obviously, because I can be, but...
Okay. Well, listen, you've been fantastic to watch. I just want to show you some of your most fabulous moments.
Please do.
I'm very, very sad. Am I in trouble? One minute I can be the whole, sensitive, caring sort of type. But then I can be frank and to the point. If someone's irritating me or doing something, then I'd rather tell them. I love to give you a right good smack, and then I can be on top of the world.
The sooner we all get comfortable with one another, the better.
Yeah.
The only thing I can be true to is myself, and I have been true to that. Stop. I think I must have just fallen asleep for about 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Listen, I just want to say a big sorry to everybody at home because Anushka's been experiencing some problems with her microphone. Anyway, Anushka, should we go outside and see everybody? Come on! Come outside. Can you hear the cheering? It's Anushka! Listen, who's going to get nominated next week? Tanya. Really? You don't like her? Why not? Too posh. Okay, so listen, lovely Anushka, and those are out. 1 down, 11 to go. The game has well and truly begun. Join us tomorrow night when the housemates face their first Saturday night challenge. And all I can tell you is that they're not working together, and as a team, and Big Brother's going to reveal that a big surprise has been right under their noses for the last 7 days. So join us back here tonight on Channel 4 for the aftermath of Anushka's eviction at 11:50. Hey, Big Brother's going to be watching. Will you?
What could you hear?
It's Davina.
Just picking up Anushka and Anushka going,
Hey, give me
and everybody screaming for her.
Give me a you. Give me a you. Hang on.
Everybody absolutely screaming their tits off for her.
Give me this. Give me a H. Give me a K.
Come on, right, give me an extra.
Give me a cider.
Extra hard work.